AJ Prepper, a mother of two. She says she's prepping to preserve what she has created.
Hey, Sissy Sue and Sissy Bob. I thought a little bit about what to say before making this video because I guess it's just what I do. I think that I have kind of made advances in how to approach people because from the very beginning there were two very important people in my life, my mother and my best friend, who I was not only maybe hesitant to approach, but almost scared to approach. I knew they were going to think I was crazy, and that's okay because everybody thinks I'm a little crazy, and that's kind of fun. But I didn't want them to, I guess, not want to do things with me, not want to go places with me. So I kind of hedged the situation and maybe just shied away from telling them more than I would most people. Until one day I jumped in with both feet and sent my mother packing out my door with a bowl full of homemade laundry soap and a cup full of homemade dishwasher soap, and said, look what I made, try it, use it, tell me what you think. And of course when you do that you gotta tell them why, and I did. And she used it, and she thought it was cool, and she thought it was neat, and instead of just saying those things to make me feel good, I know she started talking about me and telling people, because she called me up and said, one of the girls at work was talking about the stuff that you made, and they make it too. And they said that there's also a recipe for homemade Febreze. That's why that added recipe is on my Make It Yourself video. That came from her. I looked it up because somebody at work asked her to find out if I knew about it. Well, I didn't, but it doesn't take much to look it up. Some people either don't have a computer or they don't know exactly what to search for, and I just happened to know how. So I looked it up and I gave it to her and I put it on my video, and my mommy got to say, look what my little girl who's a prepper looked up for you, and she thought it was all cool to have a daughter that was a prepper after that. My second biggest fear was my best friend, because I think I'm closer to her than any sister I ever could have had. Of course I didn't have one, so I really won't know for sure, but I'm pretty positive. And I didn't ever want her to think that I was a total loon. But gradually I told her a little bit, not a lot, just a little here and a little there, and always added, well, I'm not real crazy, I just, think you should put away for a rainy day. And well, if the basement were to flood and the electric were to go out, and just little things. Slowly but surely I let her know, okay, I'm full-fledged, I'm a prepper, and this is what we do, and this is how we do it. And it wasn't very long until she pulled me aside and said, what were those bags you said I needed to get? Was it Mylar? How much beans and rice do we need to have back? And I just kind of looked at her, and I just kind of started telling her. I thought she was kind of joking with me, and I just let it go and just told her. The next time I was at her house, she said, come here, I want to show you something. I said, okay. She had bought a new handgun. Then the next week they bought another gun. Now they've got 4. And they're putting back beans and rice. So I guess in a roundabout way I encouraged my 2 worst fears. And if you can do that, you can encourage anybody. Then I went to Eagle Mart, and I was walking around with a cart full of goodies, and of course half of the cart was full of canning jars. And a lady looked at me and said, do you know how to can? And I said, well, I'm kind of new, but yeah, I'm learning pretty quick. I've canned chicken and potatoes and soup, and she's like, well, if you can can all that, you know what you're doing. I said, well, I learned online. And she said, "Oh, you did?" I said, "Yeah, I kind of have my own channel." She said, "You do?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." She said, "Can I have it?" I said, "Yeah." And I wrote it down. And I said, "Here's a couple others." I said, "Mine's on the bottom." And she read Arkansas Prepper, Bear Prepper, AJ Prepper. She said, "And you're AJ?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "But these are all preppers." I said, "Well, that's because I'm a prepper." She said, "Wow, really?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, I've been kind of listening to some of that, and I think that's kind of cool." We ended up talking for probably 30 minutes right there in the middle of an aisle. I don't know how many people walked by and thought we were nuts, but I really didn't care. So it's not just the videos that we put out, it's the life that we live. It's the people that we talk to. It's the fears we jump in and grab hold of. And it doesn't take much to encourage the right person. You just gotta find the right person. And do it slowly. Don't go screaming, "Oh my gosh, the world is gonna end," because I doubt if it's going to in the next 10 minutes anyway. So just do it with a loving hand and a kind word, and you'll probably get all that you expect to get out of it, just as easily as if you went screaming about, bad stuff happening. Because if you go screaming that way, they're gonna definitely think you're loony, and us people who simply aren't that crazy get enough of that anyway. So, Sissy Soup, Sissy Bob, hope I summed it up for you, and I hope I see you around real soon. Keep all those videos coming, guys.